The truth will piss you off at first, but then it'll set you free. Day 17 of 365 days of the Catalyst in 2025. Let's talk about why you're overweight, you're out of shape, unhappy, and you think you're stuck. You tell yourself, I don't have the time to get in shape. That you're too busy running a business, that you're too busy leading a team, that you're too busy providing for your family. You've convinced yourself it's not urgent, that you'll get around to it eventually when you have the time. My dad, he used to say the same things before he died from a stroke when he was only 56 years old. He ran out of time. His high blood pressure killed him. I'm not going to lecture you on time. I'm not going to lecture you on your priorities. Welcome back to the channel and day number 17. I'm Cliff Brooks. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Comment below or tap the link in the description if you know you need to get your health in check before you run out of time. What I am going to do is ask you one question. What happens to your kids, to your wife, if you die before you get around to it? You may think that you've set them up financially with your will, but after living through this hell of my father passing away way before it was time, I can assure you that they would give back any amount of money for you to be alive and with them. At least I'd give back all the money that my dad left me if I could pick up the phone and call him one more time. If I could see him one more time, go on vacation, have him over for Christmas. But I'll never get that opportunity. The answer that I always get from busy men is, that's not going to happen to me. Well, hopefully it doesn't. I pray for the sake of your family, for the loved ones that you'd leave behind, that it doesn't happen. My dad always told us that he'd start eating better tomorrow. He told us that he'd start working out on Monday. Well, tomorrow never happened and Monday never came. My stepmother found him face down on the bathroom floor when she got home. She had no idea how long that he'd been there. She immediately called 911 and he was rushed to the hospital. She called us from the car on her way there. When he got there, he was immediately taken to the intensive care unit. He became a VIP in ICU. By the time that I got there, he had a ventilator tube in his mouth because he couldn't breathe on his own. He couldn't speak. He was shaking uncontrollably. I could see the fear in his eyes. I watched my father, the strongest man I know. He signed a do not resuscitate order. He didn't want to be hooked up to a machine for the rest of his life. He knew it was the end. He had a stroke in his brainstem. This is where all of your involuntary bodily functions are regulated. Your circulatory system, your respiratory system, among so many others. My father played football in college, he ran track, and he was an Army Ranger. At one point in his life, he was a badass and was extremely fit. But life got busy as he got older, and he let himself go. His diet consisted of fast food. He ate Pizza Hut, Popeyes, drank Pepsi, and ate Little Debbie snack cakes every day. He was 5'7" and weighed 210 pounds. The doctors told him he needed to lose 20 to 30 pounds. He was taking medicine for his high blood pressure. So every time that he went to the doctor's office, his numbers were in the normal range. There is a big difference between normal and optimal. Comment below if you'd like to understand what the difference is. Because if your doctor has ever told you you're in the normal range, you could be fucked and not even realize it. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 3 to 7 is normal. What if you can feel like complete shit and you're at 3? You're still in the normal range. The doctor's gonna gaslight you and tell you that you're in the normal range, that everything's fine. But you know something's wrong. See, my dad didn't think he needed to lose the 20 pounds. Didn't think it was a big deal. If he would have taken this more seriously, he could still be here today. The underlying conditions that caused his high blood pressure got worse and worse because he kept putting himself on the back burner, being too busy. Taking a pill instead of changing your lifestyle, it does not mean you're healthy. You're simply putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. I don't care how busy you think you are. If something happens to you, your family will be forced to live with the consequences of your inactions. So comment below or tap the link in the description if you know that you need to get your health in check before you run out of time. There's a hole in my heart that will never be filled because my family was robbed from decades worth of memories with my dad. If you truly think you are too busy to take care of your health, I want you to go and do these 3 things, and I guarantee you that you will change your mind. Well, at least I hope you would. Number 1, go tell your wife that till death do us part, it doesn't mean anything to you, and that you're 100% okay with making her do life without you. Then help her to choose the man you want her to replace you with. Number 2, go tell your son that he's not important enough to make you change the way that you're living. That watching him have his first son to carry on your family's name isn't important to you. And then number 3, go tell your daughter that she's not important enough to make you get healthy so you can walk her down the aisle on her wedding day. The example that you set is going to be the type of man that she marries. Do you want him to leave her behind like you're leaving her mother behind? I don't think you would ever be capable of doing this. However, actions speak louder than words. Your wife, your kids are your responsibility. Don't you think you should set the standard of what a healthy life is for them? The hardest thing I've ever had to do was watch my dad die. The second hardest thing that I've ever had to do was give the eulogy at his funeral. I've lived through that nightmare. Do not make your family live through a nightmare that could be 100% preventable. This is why I'm so passionate about improving your health and helping you get into better shape. I know firsthand how painful it is to go through this. I don't want your family to go through the same hell that my family went to. Because if you don't make time for your wellness, you damn sure will be forced to make time for your illness. So if you're ready to make a change, comment below or tap the link in the description before you run out of tomorrows, like my dad did. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It could just save your life.